cover for Hey Everybody. Yeah, on the cover of, was it what are we doing tonight? Oh, Silver Streak Comics number 4.
Yeah.
I put a cover on there with
I
credits.
saw that.
Yeah.
You were doing it early and often too.
Yeah. Good to see ya. Good to see ya. Another month.
Let's hold on a sec, because YouTube sometimes will drag on a little bit in terms of starting. So, and I'm just waiting for it to start it so I can make sure that the mic is working so that I can mute the YouTube screen here. And there we go with that. So, all right. So, hello everybody. Welcome to the Mikestand. That today is, of course, Friday. Friday.
Friday the
September.
13th.
Friday, September the 13th. Yeah, Friday the 13th. Friday, September the 13th, 2024. Of course, as for those who've been around a while, you know that this is the day we usually do the historical comic retrospect, where we look back on classic golden age. Right now, we're working our way through golden age comics, of course. Tonight, of course, we're going to be focusing in on Lev Gleason. We're going to be looking at Silver Streak Comics Volume 1, Issue 4. And, of course, among the features, it will include Silver Streak. Let's see, the Texas Terror, I believe, is another one. I can't remember the guy's name off the top of my head, but the Texas Terror. Also, of course, Skywolf. We haven't actually done an aviation story, I think, in at least a few weeks. So, and I think we'll be doing Planet Patrol as well. So those are the 4 features. Went with basically went with some features that I type of. Well, we always do superhero features. That much we do. But I changed it up this week, doing a western, an aviation, and kind of a space one. Even though we've done some space ones, but we've been lately focusing on more jungle and detective stuff. Just because those have been what we've been running into. So, anyways, before we do get started, we're gonna, of course, just give people a few minutes to get in here. And of course, before I'm going to hand it off over to Apex here, see if he would like to do an intro while we're waiting for our other hopeful co-host. Actually, in fact, if you want to talk to the chat and do some promotion,
sure.
Apex, I need to step away from the computer for a moment. I'll be right back, but I will go ahead and let me see now. I'm just trying to figure out. Okay, trying to remember. Okay, how to do that. Okay, there we go with that. And then I will be right back.
Hello, everybody. Apex Comics here with some wonderful stuff to promote. Only do this like every once in a blue moon. Well, I'll try to do once a month. Okay. Well, I do have a collection of comics that I've created, written, and illustrated by myself. I have Apex Comics Cavalcade. Plus, I have the Fembat and the Creep Ashcamp preview. I have All Hallows Zine, which is a double page spread cover. It's like we're getting toward Halloween too. This would be a great one to get as well. And we have Working Class Heroes, which is a combination Apex graphics from 2001. Plus, we have this Working Class Heroes. You have Pool Boy, the Cracker, and Scottish Ninja. 3 people working hard, working stiffs, just to get by and fight supervillains. And of course, we have the Madam X preview, all in full, stunning black and white. All 5 of these. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 books. 6 books for a total of like $40. $40 for all 6 books. I'll put the link here in the chat. I got the Apex 6. 6. Oh. Back in. Hold on. See if it's 6. Yep. 6 books for $40. Not bad. Make you holler. It's all well and good. Let me go ahead. And put that in. Make a link here. Should have done this beginning. Didn't think about it. Might as well do it now. Yeah. The All Hallows zines, the Halloween one was really cool. I've done that. What was it, 4 years ago? I'm updating it for next year to add an 8-page story called Wolf Moon, which I need to finish up. I got maybe 2 more pages to draw on that one. It's going to be a zinger. A zinger, I say. And you got, hold on. Apex Comix Cavalcade.
Actually, there was a time when DC had a title called Comics Cavalcade. It was kind of
remember.
Yeah. It was a super anthology that featured some of the major stars of what was at the time known as the All American brand of DC Comics, Wonder Woman, Flash, and the Golden Age Flash, Golden Age Green Lantern. So obviously they were all Golden Age characters.
Yeah. 3, 4, and add the other 5th one. Was it 5, 6? I can't keep up with my own work.
Are you still getting the link, or?
I'm just trying to type in all the books that are on sale, and that way I'm providing a link so I could go to it and purchase it. 1, 2, 3.
Well, because I thought you were going to put the link in the chat there, so I was going to highlight it.
I am. I'm not done with it. Okay. Here we go. I'm trying to find missing title I didn't put down. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, here we go. Oh, I misspelled it. Second. Bear with me, folks. I know it's boring. I'll try not to be boring. Oh, okay. Here we go. Okay. Postpaid. A lot of these books are like a good $8 to $10 each. Well, they're like
one of the few things I did figure out that when you're sharing links like that, what you do is you go to the website that it's on, copy the IP address in the IP address up there, and then just paste it.
It's a PayPal link, so I don't have a website yet.
Okay.
I know I should.
Oh, and the PayPal link, you can't do that. I take it.
You can. I haven't not finished it yet. Hold on. Here we go. Next. And be sure to insert your shipping address, please, in the notes provided for the PayPal. There you go.
You can always be number one. You can always be a winner.
Yes, winning is good.
That's actually a song from an old Goofy cartoon.
Okay, here we go. It's in there.
Wow, that's a long link there, my friend.
Ha ha ha!
Fine day.
I cover my whole face. It's so big. That's what she said.
Loving lost my way. Cross the river.
Apex Comics 6, it's Mad Max preview, All Hallows Zine, Apex Comics Cavalcade, Working Class Heroes, Apex Comics Golden Age for $40 post-paid. I'll insert also a free print in there signed and limited edition, of course. These are all limited. I only have maybe one or two left of each of these. So get them while it's hot. Get them while it's limited. Get them while it's scarce. It will not be reprinted anymore, as far as I know. There you go. Thank you. You can send me the normal size if you like.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
So any news on our third member of our team tonight, or
No, I don't think she's coming in. I have no idea. But I'm not gonna worry about it.
Yeah. Well, we'll try again with her or with your other friend as well. Actually.
Yeah. If they'll come in, yeah, we'll see.
So, all right. So, of course, we're coming up on 11 minutes in. So, well, I guess we'll go ahead and get started with the material then. And of course, we'll have the This Day in Each History segment at the end of the show as well. So, so anyways, let me go ahead and pull up the material here. Yeah, and she did say she actually wanted to do this tonight, right?
Yeah, she wanted to do it. Just send me the link, and I'm like, okay. She could have been, distracted or something. People are. Sometimes they forget to, and I don't know.
All right, so there it is, right there. Silver Streak Comics. And I guess I'll have you do the female voice until.
Of course. Yeah, there. Yeah.
And there's Silver Streak right there. There's a guy with a snake wrapped around his neck. Sky Wolf. And then Dickie Dean. And I didn't realize this until I looked at this all earlier today, but I think I did read a Dickie Dean story before. So kind of a kid detective there. Number 4, May, 10 cents, Silver Streak Comics.
Silver Streak.
Charlie Barnett uses home recordo. Look at that recording device back in 1940. Obviously, with technology advancing the way it is in the last,
100 years.
100, close to 85 years from that point. But
right.
Now you have recording items, recording devices that you can fit in your hand, basically fit in your pocket.
Yeah, your phone. There you go.
Yeah, among other things. Yeah. Of course, even when we were kids, right? There were tape recorders,
cassette tapes. Yeah. A friend of mine in high school used to put on these do impressions of different characters like Dudley Do-Right, Cheech and Chong, Jim Morrison, Howard Cosell, Muhammad Ali. Those were fun.
All right, so let's see. And then, because of the fact I'm going to be going back and forth here, you'll probably have to keep an eye out for Courtney when she comes in, and keep an eye on the chat as well, see if anybody comes in and starts talking or anything.
Of course.
All right, so Silver Streak. Let's see. Just who and what is Silver Streak? A shapeless blur rocketing at an invisible speed across the countryside. A swishing sound that leaves but the breeze against one's face as evidence of his passing presence. This is Silver Streak, the fastest man imaginable, a bolt of lightning embodied in a man. faster than sound. Um,
Certain sound waves.
yeah,
Yeah.
faster than sound waves. Needed
Keeping
keeping,
pace.
keeping pace with light rays. Um, he zooms about the land to the utter amazement of the world's greatest scientist, um, having seen so much of death and destruction in the world. Silverstreak realizes um, the upheaval, um, or the no the universal need for a protector, and a protector of right, and resolves to use his amazing powers for the benefit of mankind, which is something we always hear, don't we?
Yeah.
Um, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna see if I can somehow. I mean, I already got it at 200. The font at 200 there. Let me see if I by raising it up a bit more, if I can, if that'll help things a little bit here for me.
It's so
And
wordy.
huh?
It's by Ralph Johns. It's so wordy. Wow. Lots of
All right, all right.
that red background's not helping.
Yeah.
I'll
Well,
read the
I
other.
mean, you could hear me struggling, right?
It's hard. I'll read this one. The sinister activities of a man known simply as Doc have been a great deciding factor in Silver Streak's decision to fight crime. The Doc has discovered a process by which he can magnify the smallest insects to the gigantic proportions of monsters. These freaks have been trained to prey upon the public and keep the people in a constant state of fear. In this manner, he has threatened the very existence of civilization. Silver Streak has sworn to get the Doc or die in the attempt.
Wow, a nasty guy, huh? Nasty
Yeah,
scientist.
it's horrible.
Oh, you want to continue doing the narration there?
Yeah, here we go. At his home, Silver Streak plans action.
Hmm. Not a sign of the bugs for a week. If something doesn't turn up soon, I'm going out on a scouting expedition. Maybe that's the police. Maybe that's the police with news.
Ring.
Okay, let's see. Um, let's see.
Mr.
I'm just. So
Mr.
I think
Ladies.
that's the lady in the middle there. So it's
It's
her,
ladies.
and then the guy behind, and then
Yeah,
her again, and
yeah.
then Silver Streak. So
Mr. Gold Streak, I presume. Silver Streak, Jenny. Mr. Copper Streak, we're guardians of the Carson Orphanage. We heard so much about your Mary Lou marvelous feats that we'd like you to take part in the show we're put on for the kiddies.
but
Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Iron Streak. Silver's Jenny Silver. Now, all you have to do is give a few examples of your marvelous speed. Be there tomorrow at 7, and don't forget to wear that marvelous costume. Good evening, Mr. Brass Streak.
but that lady seems a little ditzy, doesn't she?
Yeah,
And her, I guess, her associate or assistant there
yeah.
is like
It's not
having
correct.
to correct her. All right. So, phew. And I thought I was fast. Oh well. It might cheer the kiddies up to get a look at a fugitive from a freak show.
The following evening, Silver Streak keeps his forces appointment. Keeps his force appointment. And now, children, I want you to meet the gentleman the whole country is talking about. He simply begged for the chance to perform for you, Mr. Steel Streak.
Oh, this lady's a character. Not only is she a ditz, but she's.
Yeah,
I mean, she's almost sounds conceited
it's
here.
great.
He begged.
Bet.
I think if it weren't for the kids, he would have just.
Yeah,
I would not have been surprised if he just
yeah,
decided to just walk out after that.
yeah.
So the name is Silver Streak. Okay, there's a
The
couple of
children are delighted at the display of Silver Streak's speed.
Silver Streak.
Silver Streak's performance lead, uh, lasts a good 10 minutes.
Let's see. All right. There. I guess you won't be needing this anymore tonight.
Oh, but we will. You're to appear in the second part of our performance. Telephone, Mr. Silverstreak.
Hmm.
This is police
This,
headquarters. Oh, you
all
go ahead.
right.
Sorry.
This is police headquarters. Um, we just spotted one of the monsters flying over Chinatown. Our bullets merely glanced off his hide. We need your help at once.
At the mention of the evil monsters, all levity drains from Silverstreak's face. Harrowed eyes reflect the hatred for Doc and all he represents.
It's now or never. Doc, I'm coming. Miss Standbox, how much time have I before my second appearance?
About 20 minutes. Why?
Hmm. Just want to step out for a breath of air.
Well, don't be late. Goodness, where is he?
He was fast. Of course, I think he probably felt he needed the fresh air because he was getting tired of the hot air she was blowing
Yeah.
out, right?
Leaving the orphanage, Silverstreak sets out in a mad dash for Chinatown and the devastating insect.
No time to lose.
In less than it takes to tell he spots a deadly insect landing on the building.
Horrible. It's either turning to its master, or it is about to commit some bloodthirsty crime. Bloodthirsty crime. Interesting phrasing there. I didn't know crimes could be bloodthirsty. I mean,
Yes.
I knew like murder could be bloodthirsty, but
Silverstreak's lightning brain surveys the situation in a split second and he dives to attack.
it's either you or I.
In the hands of Silverstreak, the sluggish creature is helpless.
I see a long journey for you.
With the tremendous momentum, Silverstreak hurls this monstrous creation far into space. Its giant wings are torn loose by the flesh-searing friction with air.
Bon voyage.
Having disposed of the insect, Silverstreak searches about for clues of the dock.
Wonder what's down why it's the dock and a girl bound in ropes. This is my cue for entrance.
Adjusting steel tips onto his hand, Silver Streak leaps in a spinning motion and literally bores his way into the evil Doc's hideaway laboratory. What? I've been waiting for you, Mr. Silverstreak, and now.
And now what?
Uh, Struggling savagely, the two combatants do not notice a lighted Bunsen burner as it is knocked from the lab table. Landing in an overflowing waste paper basket, the burner ignites the refuse, and immediately hot flames envelop the air. Help! Stopping the half-conscious, the Silver Streak slides, breaks free and fluttered to flames.
Yeah, I mean that black background doesn't help. That skin was not all that great.
Yeah.
Here
you go.
Now, not to appear nosy, but how did a pretty girl like you get in a mess like this?
I was kidnapped because my father would not join up with this beast. The motive was purely revenge. He knows how Dad idolizes me, and he also knows the hurting he will poor Dad with grief. Oh, I must get home before it is too late.
Okay, look at that girl's face right there. See how they drew a face? She does seem to be in despair there, huh?
Yeah, distress.
Yeah. Ladies first. The Doc can wait.
With the distressed girl in his arms, Silver Streak pierces the night. Where were you taking me?
Home.
Pops! Eileen! Dad, we owe everything to this gentleman. Why he's gone. But thanks anyway, Silver Streak. Thanks for the both of us. Whoosh. Back at the Doc's lab, Silver Streak finds his enemy recovered and prepared for the return. 3 deadly stinger bugs let fly their poison darts.
You are
How? Now! In an imperceptible motion, Silver Streak nabs the 3 well-aimed stingers and hurls them back into the hearts of the devil-inspired insects in one sweeping motion.
The sides are evened up again, Doc. Now for you.
However, in following Doc's retreat, Silver Streak dashes pell-mell into a mammoth of spider web.
What's this?
Whirling like a top, he winds the sticky mesh about him. Then, reversing the field, he spins in the opposite direction as the giant black widow spider leaps to the kill. Faster and faster spins the streak. A tenacious web suddenly unwinds and is cast over the spider. Not a second too soon. Meanwhile, Fear sends the Doc running to his subordinates in crime. Hurry! Before that terror gets loose, let's go! The powerful car shows a tremendous pickup as it bursts from the building. Head for the Beaver Valley hideout! At this precise moment, Silver brings this vicious spider up in the roof to destroy it.
The doc. There he goes. Wonder how good the old pitching arm is. Apparently, he's a left-hander because it looks like he's throwing with his left hand right there, left arm. The dude seems to be a southpaw with it here. All right, so let's see. Missed.
What was that? The chase begins. Silver Streak bolts down the side of the building after the fleeing thugs.
What would I do without these suction shoes?
The above-mentioned suction shoes are a special invention of Silver Streak. They have powerful suction cups in the soles that permit him to run up and down the sides of buildings like a fly. Without these shoes, it would be impossible for him to attain the tremendous speeds he is capable of.
Yeah, well, I wonder too if because of the friction that his speed would cause. I wonder if he's gotten to where those suction cups are likely to melt or anything like that.
Yeah. At the sight of the Silver Streak, the approaching thugs grow panicky. He's gaining! Plug him! If that demon catches us, we're sunk! Whereupon a rain of bullets streams at Silver Streak, but without avail. He dodges them with apparent ease.
Reminds me of popcorn. They must be out of lead by now. It's time to overtake them.
Doc, we're out of slugs. What do we do? Hey, look out! There's a kid in the road ahead. Let him look out for himself. Silver Streak also sees the helpless lad.
They're running him down. I must save him.
At a burst of speed that surpasses all previous efforts, Silver Streak zips toward the youth and swoops him up just before the auto reaches him.
Hold tight.
Doc, we hit him. Ran plumb over them both. Lady Luck's coming our way for a change. But what the thugs do not see is Silver Streak's lightning leap clear of the machine and move so fast that the human eye cannot record it.
There, bud. You're okay, little fella. Like you should be home in bed by now. Not in the middle of the road. Scoot home now, or Papa will take you out to the woodshed. Now here's the thing. How do you think people would react to that today if somebody said that today?
Oh, child abuse, of course.
Yeah, because basically, most people don't believe in the old biblical, standard of spare the rod, spoil the child, right?
Right.
Actually, I think we have a whole generation that we're seeing.
The rods were too spared on those.
Right.
People. Too bad. They can learn a thing or two. Yes, sir. Regaining lost ground, Silver Streak runs unnoticed abreast with the fleeing sedan. What a relief to have that human cyclone off our necks. With a Herculean effort, Silver Streak overturns the car at a sharp bend in the highway.
It would appear they may have spelled Herculean wrong there.
Herculean, yeah.
Yeah. H-U instead of H-E.
Herculean, yeah. Over and over rolls the plunging car with its murderous crew.
Hope they aren't killed. Want to bring them back alive.
When the car finally stops rolling, Silver Streak sets about dragging the crooks from the wreckage.
Out colder than a watermelon.
Amen.
That's a nice way of putting it. Out colder than a watermelon.
Watermelon.
Right.
Right?
Of course, you wouldn't hear that kind of phraseology now because, of course, you know, more people nowadays live more in the suburbs and cities than in the rural areas.
Right. The men are laid aside by side along the highway.
5 minutes and no cops yet. If I were speeding, they'd be around me like flies.
Shortly, two state police happen by. What's going on here?
You're just in time. Um, Here's a present for you.
Then Silver Streak relates an amazing tale. Well, I'll be. It's loony story you're telling, but I believe you.
Wait. Let me do that one, then you do
Okay.
the other one.
All right. All right.
Well, I'll be. It's a loony story you're telling, but I believe you.
I'd better phone for help. We can't take all these guys on the cycles.
Hmm. Uh, don't bother phoning. I'll lighten your load. Where'd he go?
I don't know, but that's sure the right name for him. Silver Streak.
Yeah, because again with the way that phrasing was, I thought that maybe it should be
Or
like
Irish
Irish or
cock.
Scottish.
Da-
Whichever one I could get out of my mouth there.
Dashing into the police station, Silver Streak dumps the thugs in front of the desk sergeant.
And there's more where these came from.
Huh? Yeah. His job finished, Silver Streak returns to the orphanage. Oh, there you are, Mr. Lead Streak. It's almost time for you to go on.
Good. I hate this. I hate this standing around.
Little does Silver Streak know that in another part of the world, his very life is being plotted against.
Yes, gentlemen. Silver Streak must die.
Just what is this plot against the life of the world's fastest man? Don't miss the next month's Silver Streak Comics.
So of course, this is Silver Streak's comics version of a speeding hero, much like the Flash and Max Mercury and Johnny Quick, and you know, Quicksilver came later.
Yeah,
All right, so it looks like that story is done with. So,
Wizard.
I guess we'll stop here. We'll stop and do here for a second. But before I do read that, I did want to ask you a couple questions on the story. What were your impressions of that first story?
It's amusing, especially that lady that keeps changing his name every sentence.
She does seem kind of ditzy, doesn't she?
Yeah, I like that. Little added little characters in between the adventure.
Mhm. Yeah,
And,
well, she was ditzy, and she at times seems a little conceited. I mean, that
oh
one
yeah,
line where she's talking about, "Oh, he begged to perform for you." Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think so. Yeah,
Overall, though, what did you? And I don't know if this is a repeating of the question, but what did you overall think of the writing there?
very simplified. It gets to the point. Nothing. There's a lot of words in the captions, and I wish they wouldn't use colored backgrounds for that, especially when it's really hard to read. But I had to
Well,
make up
you
stuff.
saw me struggling with it, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
um, let's see. What did you think of the art from back then?
Very simple. simplified. It's pretty much a rush job because you have to draw so many pages per day, and they have to get the inker, the guy to pencil it, the guy to write, the guy to pencil it, guy to ink it, guy to color it, and the lettering too on top of that. So it's like a big what do you call it, a sweatshop. They call it a sweatshop back in the day, because basically you're sweating to get these pages done, and it's good as it's gonna get. I mean, some of the pages are pretty good. So others, it's you can tell it's rather rushed, but effective for its time.
All right. So, anyways, go through Do You Know here real quick, then we'll move on to
Do
the
you
next
know?
story here. Because, now as you've seen it probably even when you've been on with me before here, a lot of the comic magazines at this time did have these little featurettes
Yeah,
that were probably informative and even to a point entertaining. So let's see what these little tidbits were saying. Oh, one of the other things before I read this, of course, um, something that RJ and I were talking about. What was it? Maybe last year or when he was last on was now. Let me ask you this. Now, what I see, one of the things that draws me to these comics in particular is how, in terms of how they're drawn, the
hmm
animation aspect of it does actually remind me a lot of the golden age cartoon animation, right?
yeah. Some of had that Max Fleischer feel,
So
especially this one. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I mean, I just, I was just noticing that, of course, as we know, cartoons and comics kind of, were kind of hand in hand with each other around this time too. So, I
oh
mean,
yeah,
you'd see studios adapting comics to cartoons, and you'd see it
yeah.
go the other way too, where some studios would adapt comics into cartoon,
hmm
and cartoons would be adapted into comics. So,
Right.
anyway, okay. So, do you know that the horse is a good swimmer, and also man's best friend and slave? Question mark there. But if man should fall off his back while swimming, a deep stream or lake, he can kiss himself goodbye, for his good friend will go for him like a rat goes for his hole,
Wow.
and crush him under with his weight, with his heavy feet, and keep him there.
Wow.
Well,
Still
what did
being
that tell you?
never go to a lake.
Don't get caught in a deep lake or stream with a horse,
Yes,
unless you want to basically
you're
be
you're done
trampled,
for.
drowned to death.
It's trying to keep you alive by trampling you.
Hmm.
Did you know that
Oh,
the old barn rooster was man's first alarm clock? He announced the break of day in loud ringing tones from the earliest days of recorded history. And today the phrase cockcrow is still used widely in various parts of the world as a synonym for daybreak. Well, maybe back. Yeah, there you go. The rooster. Did you know that Thanksgiving is as old as man himself? Although it dates back to 1864 when President Lincoln made it official national holiday, men through the ages have had their own private days of Thanksgiving. The Quakers, for example, offered thanks after harvest, and in early colonial times, it was customary for women to offer thanks to the Almighty for the safe return of their menfolk from hunting trips.
mhm. Well, and as we know, the first thing, what we typically think of as Thanksgiving, the whole idea, the whole turkey dinner and all that, that was first when the Pilgrims
Mhm.
came to America from
Plymouth
Europe,
Rock.
and if anything, the reason it was called a Thanksgiving was because they were thankful for the new friends they made in the Native Americans, and were thankful for being able to make it through the winter.
Yeah.
So,
Amen.
so Bill Wayne, that's a one. Bill Wayne, the Texas Terror,
Oh, wow.
and now some some comics did this where they might have had a feature that was just red and white there.
I
You
can
see
read
it?
I'll read the narration. That's, yeah.
All right.
Yes. Once again, Bill Wayne, the Texas Terror, rides the blazing trails of the West. In his path is left peace and law, and graves mark the last stop of the outlaw, and dared to defy the Texas Ranger. Hold on, give me a moment. All right. Carrying mail and gold, a train speeds across Texas plains to destruction.
And the narration's on the bottom there.
Hawk Wilson and his gang stand by, ready to rob the train after it wrecks.
This is going to be a sweet crack up, boys.
With the screaming brakes, the sound of crushing steel, the train smashes into a wrecked heap.
And here we go. Now we get some brighter scans here.
The bandits arrive at the scene of the wreck.
Let's dig that money out of there. Hurry! We haven't got all day.
The engineer gets in a shot. I'll get at least one of them.
Ugh, I'm shot.
But with deliberate aim, Hawk Wilson finishes him.
You'll never ride another train.
A voice breaks the stillness. Stick him up. You can do him. Sorry. And they turned to see Bill Wayne. That's you.
Don't anybody make a move. It's the Texas Terror. Keep out of this, Ranger.
The bandits make a desperate charge for the Ranger.
Everyone charge.
Who resorts to his fists.
I was waiting for this, Hawk.
And Bill mops up 3 men. Another stands ready with the lasso. Swings it. With his arms pinned to the side, the Ranger goes down under the heavy blow of a gun.
Oh. The narration's at the bottom there.
He regains consciousness to find himself a prisoner.
So I'm a special guest now. But you won't be for long. You ain't going to bother me no more. You've been mighty sure of yourself. You seem mighty sure of yourself.
As Hawk Wilson sets fire to the cabin, Bill Wayne works feverishly at the knotted rope.
Narration's at the bottom there.
The gang departs, leaving Bill to a burning fate.
It's too bad you can't come along to watch me rob the 4:00 stage coach at the Big Bend. Don't worry, skunk. I'll be there.
He works desperately and loosens the ropes.
I'll be out of here in a jiffy. The place will cave in any minute now.
Bill dashes from the burning cabin, leaps to his faithful horse, and heads toward the Big Bend. The,
I'm sorry.
the Texas Terror speeds after the outlaws.
I've got to stop that holdup.
While out on the plains, Hawk's men attack the stagecoach.
Hands up!
A bullet finds the heart of the guard. And then the driver is shot. The stage runs wild. Bill Wayne arrives with guns blazing.
Here comes that ranger again. That guy must have 9 lives. Hawk's boys are leaving, but I can't chase them now.
Bill makes a daring leap.
I've got to stop that coach. Here goes.
Lands on the horse and brings them to a stop.
Whoa, boy, whoa. I'm sorry I didn't get here sooner, ma'am.
You did a marvelous job driving off those bandits and stopping the coach. My name is Marie Alder. My father wrote me to come out. He's discovered gold and he's been recovering threats. He's been receiving threats.
I'll take you on into town, and don't worry about any threats.
That's very kind of you. Marie arrives home and tells her father about Bill. And he said not to worry about those threats.
I hope he's right. Ever since I discovered this gold, I've had to worry about outlaws. Narration
Suddenly the door flies open and Hawk Wilson bursts in.
You can't stop. You can't stop worrying. You can stop worrying now because I'm taking the map. Oh no, you're not. You're handing over that map, or else. Okay, you win.
Marie leaps angrily at Hawk. Don't do it, Dad! Don't do it!
What the? Look at that!
Smacks him in the face.
Now talk about women's lib right there. Talk about strong female character.
That's right, man.
He
Look
gets
at
up
that.
and just smacks him right in the face there.
This is like 1880s or something.
Yeah,
in 1940.
it's the old West.
It's great.
Yeah,
Go. Smack.
Yeah, you wouldn't see this
Take
today.
Nah, she didn't take crap from no one. Yeah. Who sends her sprawling across the room?
You little wildcat.
Ah!
Why you? Take it easy, Pop, or I'll let daylight through you.
Hawk decides to hold Marie and her father as hostages.
I'll just take you along to check on the map.
You beast! The bark of a gun and the outlaw's hat is knocked off.
That's only a sample of what's coming. It's that darn ranger again. Let me redo that because that's only an example of what's coming. It's that darn ranger again.
And the ranger goes into action.
The game is over, boys. Ooh! Don't Uh,
Don't let him get away. No,
yeah,
no,
but I
that's
think
that's
that's
the
the
other.
girl saying that.
Don't let him get away. While while shooting one of the bandits, the Texas Terror senses another behind him.
There's no use for gold where you're going.
And suddenly turns to smack the outlaw in the jaw.
Playing peekaboo, eh?
Ooh. The outlaw leader deserts his men.
Hmm. I better get away while there's time. Actually, I'd better get away while there's time.
But the ranger sees Hawk's intentions
So the rat is leaving the party.
and hurtles after him like a wildcat. As the leader draws his gun,
Okay. You've overplayed your hand, Ranger. This is the end.
Bill takes deadly aim and sends a bullet through his head.
It is the end for you.
The last of the gang surrenders.
The sheriff will be here soon to take them away.
But you, where are you going?
I'm going where there's trouble. It's home. It's home to me.
So, the Texas Terror ends the career of another lawless criminal. Even greater thrills await you in the next issue of Silver Street Comics.
All right, so now we're done with that. What did you think of that story?
I enjoyed these westerns. They're very cool. Westerns are a way for the artist to get really into structuring how to draw horses, how to draw six shooters and cowboy hats and all those types of fundamental images that's needed in westerns. So it's a good use of how to draw a horse anatomy. Just study up on it. Just draw it. But yeah, it's all
Yeah.
good.
All right. So, if you don't mind, talking to the chat for a couple
Yeah.
minutes, I need to step away from the computer again
All
for
right.
a couple minutes, but I'll be right back. Then we'll move. We'll look through the rest of the book and get to the next story.
Sure.
I'll be right back.
Okay. The one and only sale. Well, you forgot to enlarge me, but that's okay. One and only sale for today. The Apex Comics Golden Age. You get 2 mini comics in one. Plus, well, you get a print on the back. But this one doesn't have a print. But I'll put a print on the back of this one. You also get Apex Comics Cavalcade along with the package. Plus, a Man X preview. It's a good 16 pages, I believe. A limited, very, very limited edition. I think I may have only one of these left. Working Class Heroes preview Ashcan back from like 2001. All Hallows Zine. I think this is 20 pages. Yeah, full 20 pages. Get art and a story here, which is Watch Fire story in between the pages, plus some art and a wonderful zine, assorted types of horror characters. And of course, the Fembat the Creep preview Ashcan. 6 pages of Fembat, 6 pages of Creep, plus you get a we call it a little poster in there too. All for a mere $40. I'll even sign them if you want. So this description is in the chat. It's in the link. So thank you very much. And I'm waiting to get my Femback campaign going for next month. The launch date's October 27th. I should be on the K-pop channel on October 27th. I think around 8 p.m. roughly Central Time, 9 p.m. Eastern. And I'll try to arrange some other channel promotions. And if you have a YouTube channel, just promote, and talk to the public. It's all good. So the golden age is very thrilling. It's good to stand back and just read some of these tales of heroism and suspense, thrills, all for 10 cents. 10 cents compared to what? $3.99, $4.99 comics? Nowadays it's the fewer page count and the price goes up. Yeah, I miss those spinner wrecks. I really, really do.
All right. Well, I'm back now.
Okay.
All right. So anyways, so overall, what did you think of the art and the writing there?
Very simplistic. You want to write easy to read tales for, especially they're aimed toward children, and of course, but uh, as directed and as illustrated and written by from adults, and you get a nice take of westerns. You have western movies and western old TV shows later on in the years, like from the 50s, but a lot of cinematic western in the 40s and 30s and 40s, pretty much, and it's established in the comics as well. So, yeah, the art's fairly clean and good for its
Yeah.
time.
What do you think of the red and white coloring here?
And actually, it kind of blends well with it being a western. To red to actually show a bit of power and thrust in a way, and dynamics. I think they add the red to it. That's in my opinion. I don't know what they're actually going for, but
Mm-hmm.
the last panel right there, the horse's legs a little too stiff. Then I guess he was rather quick in the attempt and wants to get it done for it to print.
Well, this was only a 5-page. Like the first book, I think the first story I think was 11 pages. The last one we're gonna do, Skywolf, is 10, and then the two in between are both I think like 5 or 6, I believe.
Right. Yeah.
So So anyway, okay. So now we'll kind of breeze through and then get to the. So there's Lance Hale right there, adventurer.
Oh, okay.
And I'm just gonna kind of breeze down here because, as I said, Planet Patrol will be the next one we actually read.
Planet Patrol.
But we will at least
This is strip. Yeah.
Look at that girl right there.
Yeah, it's a bit of a kind of a Flash Gordon look, like an early Alex Raymond in a way.
Yeah.
It's interesting fighting demons.
Actually, some of these right here are reminding me of the Hercules cartoon. Remember that?
Yeah.
The 60s.
They're rather dark.
In the 60s.
This is like rather dark for the 40s. It's interesting though. It's good to see that. Something a little different.
And then Dickie Dean, the boy detective here.
Dickie Dean. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of a long strip.
Well, I think this one's also from where I was reading. But
Yeah.
I'm just kind of going a little bit. So it might be
That's
8
right.
pages.
Yeah. Ace Powers.
This is actually another detective one, believe it or not.
Yeah. Oh, it's a villain. It's a Wildcat Beastie villain. That's crazy. Is it a cat suit? Wow.
Mm-hmm.
This is wild.
Look at the artwork here.
It's interesting.
Some very flashy art here.
Oh yeah. Wow.
I don't know if you're gonna have an Apex After Dark show tomorrow or not.
No, I don't. I won't. Not one tomorrow.
Yeah. Planet Patrol.
Oh. bubbly lettering. Ken Keen of the Planet Patrol solves and smashes a mystery that threatens uh, every world in the solar system. Captain Captain Kren hears alarming news at a government observatory.
Look, Captain Keen. The comet of death approaches our system um, system again.
Yes, I've heard about this comet.
You started as Captain Keen there. I was
Oh,
actually
oh, you want me to read both of them? Okay, go ahead. I already read the narration.
okay. Oh,
It's you.
okay. I didn't realize the guy with the beard was the guy I took. Okay.
All right, go
Um,
ahead.
yes. 100 years ago, the comet swept by, and the great cities of Earth, Mars, and Venus. Great cities of Earth, Mars, and Venus. Okay, it's obviously set in what they thought the future was going to be like.
Yeah, right.
Um, were strangely attacked.
Uh, it wasn't merely disaster. It was as though the comet was uh, intelligent. A strange rays struck the center of the government and power.
All right.
The oh shoot, the hero of Planet Patrol dashes away to adventure.
Civilization was almost wrecked. Um, hit
It, it may
Hitman
happen.
happen. It may happen again.
I'm going to set sail for that comet at once. His speediest cruiser takes off for the comet.
Hmm.
I'm, I may be.
I may.
Go ahead. Go.
That's you. That's you.
This okay. I may be sticking my neck out, but here goes.
There's a,
Scarcely has he sailed into space. What's that noise? When Nirma, the Martian beauty, has stowed away Ken's ship. You go ahead and be him.
all right. Oh, it's you. Um, Myrna. What?
Forgive me, Ken. I had to come along. You saved my life. I thought it might help.
Look out! Hmm.
Oh. Uh,
I think we go down and then over to the right.
okay. All right. A destroying ray darts from the heart of the comet. Only Ken's lightning skill saves them from destruction.
There. It almost got us.
I thought you were gone, Ken. That ray, it shot out as if it guided by an intelligent enemy.
It is intelligent. Um, it is intelligent and an enemy.
Ken approaches swiftly at an angle.
Our only chance is to close in. Now, we're behind the comet. The rays come only from the head.
What will you do now?
This ship can stand heat, Myrna. Um,
Norma. Yeah.
Nirma. Let's knock at the door of Mr. Comet.
Oh, there's a narration there. Ken gives toward the heart of the flying mass of flame. They come to a halt inside the comet's.
Hold on. They're speaking stuff
Okay, good.
on it.
We're stopped. We've cracked into something.
It's time. It's time for us to investigate. Now do the narration, then
They,
we'll.
they come to a halt inside the comet's head. Ah, okay. There's no fire inside this comet.
Now we begin to learn things. Like maybe the comet is an artificial ship, maybe
Yeah.
instead of a natural one.
They find themselves inside a mighty meteor something. Right.
Narration's at the bottom there.
Ken spies that the supposed comet is really a space flying fort by the midst of the study.
Look, look, the ray projectors. They need the outside hot and glowing, and shoot death rays in any direction.
Yes, but Ken, look behind you. A horrifying creature bursts in upon them.
And I'm unarmed, except for you. Boy.
Can't help, it's got me. With a powerful jerk, Ken secures a ray gun, and fights back.
That ought to cut you free.
Have you killed it, Ken?
It's a robot. It's a robot and half, and this'll stop it from tickling.
Sensing the further attack, Ken and Nirma leap into the interior of the robot.
Quick, Nirma, get this machinery out, and we'll hide inside. More are coming.
They hide just as the more mechanical horrors lumber in.
Just in time, those things won't suspect us here.
They're terrible. Moving inside the robot shell, Ken and Nirma seek refuge deep in the heart of the comet structure.
They're stupid. They're mending that hole.
Then let's get away. Creeping along the dark corridor, they come to a lighted chamber and
Look, there's a central room.
I hope we will be safe here.
All right, so the right, I think it goes the right, left first,
Yeah.
and then go back up, and then down on the right there. So left first, and then.
A giant figure of metal booms a sinister greeting. Welcome, shrewd invaders. Come, little people, I have something to show you. Help!
How do the narration and
Ken says something. Oh, go up a little bit.
Oh, he does. I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's so small that I. Oh, let go of me.
Yeah. Okay, go down
And
here.
she said something too.
I did. Help!
Oh, oh okay.
Yeah. And then the metal monster carries his captives into the lair.
My
My
my. Oh,
go,
oh. Go
go,
ahead.
uh, my stupid servants overlooked you, but I'm glad you came. I can be use of two human beings. The the curious creature begins its story. That's you at top.
Oh, you seem to have us. But what's it all about?
I hate human beings. I was once one, but I transferred my brain into this metal body and made this comet as both home and weapon.
It's kind of funny, right?
Yeah,
Because back here around this time in the late 30s, early 40s,
yeah,
that was a popular trope at that time, or popular story element at that time, right?
yeah.
Idea of transferring brains,
To
into other, into
robots.
other body forms.
Yeah,
We saw it with, of course, the Ultra Humanite in DC, right?
yeah, and
That
also
was,
the
huh?
Golden Age Robot Man from
Yeah,
DC, the Golden Age one. Yeah, and later on, Robot Man from the Doom Patrol had a human
yeah,
brain in a robot body.
yeah.
Ah, okay. My ray weapon can blast people and cities at any range. My octopus robots obey my slightest thought.
I think it's octopus. All right, and again, I think we start from the
Uh,
left and then go. So,
my last trip damaged all the world. This trip may finish them. But where do we come in? I'll put robot brains into your bodies. Use you for spies against your own people. Horrible.
notice the dialogue for women in these times.
Yeah. The robot master takes Nirma for the first operation. You'll be my first little girl, and then your heroic friend. You go. That's you.
Oh, if only you were my size, I'd.
A simple operation, my dear. Desperately, Ken makes a try for free freedom.
If only I can reach this power switch, perhaps.
This will go into your skull, make you a robot slave. I'd rather die. Just as the metal monster noises a set of prongs, it will hurt for only a moment. Ken closes the circuit, turns on the magnetic power.
I made it.
And now, the magnetic rays affect the metal body, freeze it motionless. He can't move. Ken,
Let,
I've
let, let,
got away. Nirma picks up the ray gun Ken had dropped. This will get out of the cage. The,
good work. Good. Oh wait, there's. Oh,
the rays cut the prison bars. Bzzz.
good work. Good work, Nirma. And now to scupper this comet forever. Um, help me join these wires. Let the controls to the X7 ray um,
Frequency.
frequency.
Why?
Let's see.
I'll show you why.
Uh oh. I'll show you why. A blast power can blow this comet to smithereens. So he's planning. It sounds like he's planning on overloading the comet.
Yeah. Those octopus robots can't move either.
Um, no, they're metal, and the magnetic power has them in its grasp, in its grip. Now we're free, Myrna or Nirma, and watch what I do.
Free from the comet, Ken turns on the mighty ray frequency.
All right. We turn on this XZ ray, Nirma. So and
The metal monster's comet lair is blown to atoms.
below the atom. That was a common phrasing back in those days.
Yeah.
I beg to report the comet menace is smashed, sir.
Splendid work, Captain, and I have another assignment for you. 1. Triumph scored. Ken Keen with the Planet Patrol already faces more toil, peril, and action. Follow him on his new trail of conflict in the next issue of Silver Streak Comics.
All right. So before we get to the last story, Skywolf, um, overall impressions?
Yeah, there's a lot of I can't. Basil Wolverton comes to mind when I see space adventure. He did a lot of these types of comics, but I don't think this is Basil
And for
Wolverton
those of
art.
us who don't know who Basil Wolverton is,
Yeah, he's a science fiction artist back in like the late 30s, early 40s. Did plenty of features for Quality Comics and other companies. You know, I have a big volume of some of his work, and he's pretty much everywhere back in the day. He's from Oregon originally, I think.
all right. Yeah, I was for me. I was just not overly impressed with this. The scan was difficult to read through.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So we're at hour 22. So I think we're making good time considering the stories we've been reading here.
Right.
So we got one more we'll do, and then we'll start to wrap up after we get through this last story.
Right.
There's a text story range of murder.
Yeah. The Skywolf. Ooh, there he is. He's from Airboy, is he not?
I don't think so because Airboy was I understand that Airboy was in another company. It wasn't in
Okay.
Well, let's see. Was Airboy actually was it? I think Airboy. Well, I should probably double check.
I remember they've continued those old World War II adventures of Airboy in the 80s. I think Chuck Dixon may have been the
Well,
author.
yeah, I know.
And those are pretty good.
Hillman periodicals. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Airboy was in Hillman.
Okay, it's a different company. Right.
Right.
There comes Skywolf.
Yeah. So, all right.
Lover of adventure, hater of oppression, the Skywolf zooms into action on the Western Front. Masked to hide his identity, the fearless flyer conducts his victorious campaign against the enemies of the Allies. A small patrol returns from the scouting trip. The flight leader sounds an alarm.
Squadron in flight. Formation. Enemy planes ahead.
An enemy squadron suddenly darts out of the skies. The French fight gamely throughout, though outnumbered.
I kind of was. Oops. All right.
In his hidden airport, the Skywolf listens in on the super sensitized sound detector. Enemy planes ahead!
The French patrol is being attacked. I've got to hurry.
And in his specially designed silver bullet, the Masked Raider rushes to the Allies' aid. Like the bolt of lightning, the Skywolf hurls his deadly fire into the enemy, sending 2 ships to the ground. You want to read him?
Yeah. Baron craft breaking direct fire on the Skywolf.
The French patrol is forgotten as his enemy turns on the hated Skywolf. But the Masked Raider answers the challenge with a stream of hot lead.
Good. The French the French planes are getting away.
Having enabled the French planes to return home safely, the Skywolf disappears into the skies.
Now to see what's going on below.
Through field glasses constructed by himself, Skywolf is able to see for miles.
Enemy troops must be preparing for something.
Landing nearby, the Masked Raider hurries inside the enemy encampment.
That looks like their
Headquarters.
headquarters.
Outside of the shack, the Skywolf overhears the enemy officers.
The messenger from the commandant has not yet come.
He will be here soon. Here, Capitan.
Then he comes. Our soldiers, our orders will be to advance. See that the men are ready.
The alert eyes the Allied Raider sight a motorcycle in the distance.
That must be the messenger. I'll wait for him here.
The fearless Skywolf leaps at the messenger. Ach, what is this?
You'll find out.
Both men battle on the ground.
You won't need that.
But the messenger is no match for the ace.
That ends you. This is what I want.
His superior knowledge of secret codes enables him to translate the message.
Divisions advance at once. Planes will receive orders later. Now to send a message.
A Skywolf crashes into the radio room.
Sorry, gentlemen.
Himmel, a spy! Like a raging fury, the masked ace cracks down on the radio men and gains control of the radio station.
Don't stop me. I got work to do.
Ugh. Divisions preparing to move up. Send bombing squadron. Skywolf.
Hmm.
About to leave, the Skywolf finds the enemy aware of his presence.
I've been discovered.
The Allied raider charges at the Germans.
Gangway, man. Yeah, you know who the Skywolf is kind of reminding me of a little bit, with
Who?
a slightly, obviously with a slightly different color scheme here.
Who's
He's
that?
reminding me a little bit of Spy Smasher from Fawcett Comics.
A little bit.
At least in his general look, it's very similar.
Kind of is.
A hand grenade, I can use it. This will stop him.
The grenade explodes with terrific force in the midst of its attackers. As the smoke clears, the Skywolf dashes madly down the field. And amid a hail of bullets, the fearless masked raider safely enters his plane and streaks into the sky.
Good. Here comes the French squadrons now.
The French air fleet arrives, sending a hail of death and destruction of the enemy below.
They've stopped the ground troops from advancing now to take care of the planes. Just the man I want.
The Skywolf noses his plane in the direction of the car below. Captain Himmel, it's the Skywolf. He's climbing onto the plane.
Here I come.
Special apparatus enables his plane to land itself as he leaps on the officers. Packing dynamite in both fists, the Skywolf makes short work of the two men.
Now you know what that phrase means, right? Packing dynamite in fists.
Yep.
A lot of explosive power in your punches, right?
Yes.
Sorry, but this has to be done.
This is your finish.
You won't need that toy. Not like how he called it a toy.
Yeah. Dragging one of the officers, the masked ace leaps from the car as it goes over a cliff.
I need you for something else.
Back at the headquarters of the French Air Force, the mysterious Skywolf saves our scouting patrol and helped us stop a huge enemy advance.
Franz owes him many thanks, Major.
A plane is over the field, Major.
There was some narration down the bottom.
The officer is startled by the drone of the motor overhead. Oh, yeah. There you go.
It's the Skywolf.
He's up to something. To the surprise of the men below, the body of a man is hurled out of the plane. Search him. We may learn something.
It's the body of the enemy. It's the body of an enemy officer. Enemy orders, sir.
An attack on our ammunition depot. Order the planes up at once. The French Air Force takes to the sky to prevent the raid on their ammunition depot. Squadron plane, fighting positions, enemy nearing. The flight leader sounds the alarm.
Squadron, take fighting positions. Enemy
Yeah,
nearing.
yeah. In a split second, the air is filled with screeching machine guns, the drone of strained motors, and the groans of dying men. Suddenly, the silver bullet appears, and the Skywolf sends his deadly stream of lead into the enemy.
The Sky Wolf again. This time I'll finish him. I will finish. The Sky Wolf again. This time I will finish him.
Baron Kraft is outflown by the deadly Skywolf. The Allied ace scores a direct hit in the fuselage, but the Baron climbs out of his plane.
Baron Craft is not finished yet.
And leaping from the burning ship, he lands on the Skywolf's plane.
This this is
The,
the end.
high above the ground, the two men fight savagely on.
Look at that. So that was coming back then too. It's both in comics and in film. There,
Guys,
you
on
know,
top
the
of your
idea of
plane.
fighting on an airplane.
You're going to get blown off.
Not
that
so
way.
fast, Baron.
Oh, man. But the Baron is no match for the masked ace, who sends him crashing into space.
That fixes you.
Uh,
Uh,
you.
my work's done. Done. The French score another victory.
And so the masked Skywolf disappears into the clouds as the Allies smash their way to victory. Watch the thrilling and smashing adventures of the Skywolf in the next issue of Silver Streak Comics.
All right, so we're done with that story. That was the last story we're going to do tonight.
Yes.
Overall impressions?
Yes, very thrilling. It's weird seeing two guys flying on top of an airplane when it's going for like over 50, 60 miles an hour. And those two would be sucked out of the wind like before you know it. I mean,
Well,
they,
actually, you know something. What I've noticed, you know, is I think for that time period when you did have more of these aviation stories like that,
yeah,
that was actually quite a bit more common. You did actually see, you know, your main protagonist and antagonist oftentimes, you know, battling on the wings like that, you know, hand to
yeah,
hand like that. You
yeah.
know, you know, it
They're
probably
normally,
seems weird to us looking back on it, but
yeah. How they hold on to, how they stick to the plane while they're
yeah.
exchanging punches. You got to be holding on to something, or you'll get
Well, yeah,
blown.
well, yeah. I mean, and again, this is another one of what we've come to call leaps in logic here, because yeah,
Yeah,
you would think that you would think that that you know they would get blown off. I mean, the instant they got out on the plane, the instant they probably got out onto the actual plane and
yeah,
tried to move about, they would have blown right. They would have been probably blown right off the plane, plunging however many feet it is to their deaths on the ground or something. Unless they happen to be flying over, you know, like a ocean or something like that, and
yeah,
the water more or less breaks their fall, but
yeah.
even somebody going at you know, as we all know, force equals mass times acceleration.
Oh,
You know, people accelerating such a fast pace. You know, if even the water would actually save them.
it cut them. Yeah, it's wow. They end up being stains.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Hmm.
Okay.
All right, so of course, you know, we'll just kind of we'll just like just finish. You know, we won't read anything, but we'll at least just glance. As soon as I can find the cursor, of course.
Yeah. Mm.
Just kind of just scan down the rest of it here. The ad
Oh,
pages, of course.
catalog. Yeah.
Yep.
Pick your prize.
Uh-huh. Look at all the goodies they give you there. Yeah,
Wow.
5 free prizes.
Yeah.
All right. So okay. So now we're finished with, of course, with the reading. Um, Overall impressions on the stories of the whole, like the whole group of stories.
It's a nice variety. I like seeing variety of anthologies of stories like that. Just thrilling the way they would express it. Silver Streak is exciting and staring and smashing, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's very intriguing, especially to the kids. You see these on comic racks for like 10 cents. It's like,
Yeah.
mommy, I gotta have
Well,
one
I
now.
don't I don't know if they had the spinnerets back in the 40s or not.
Oh,
I think
shelves.
it did, because if you remember, these were in the golden age. These were called comic magazines,
They're on
and
newsstands. They're mainly
they were usually
newsstands.
being sold on the newsstands,
That's
right?
right. Yeah.
So that's where the kids would have probably ended up finding them, was on the newsstands.
Yeah.
You the cart, basically the carts where you have all the newspapers, all the magazines, for sale there. Um, all right, so we went through like 4 features. So what would you so of the 4 features, what would you say was the one that was probably your favorite, or the one that made the biggest impression on you, and give your reasoning as to why?
Mm. Well, let's see. Well, Silver Streak, of course. He had super speed, and there's a funny lady, that's that's rather a little ditzy, a little conceited, but he has such character. And then he has only so much time to battle a monster in Chinatown to get back to his to the orphanage to perform his feats of skill. And I really like that one. That's my favorite one.
All right. Now, of course, in contrast of the 4 stories, now that we've talked about what would be considered your favorite,
Yeah.
what was your least favorite? The one that made the least impression, or the one that was your least favorite, least impression kind of thing? Or what would you say was the worst of the stories? If you had to pick a worst story there, I don't know.
I wouldn't really say there's really any worse stories. I don't really get the impression of one being the worst.
Yeah.
The one
So,
that
so in this case, which
I like
one?
the least. No, that I
Yeah.
like the least. Okay. Ah, hmm. I kind of like that. What was that? King Keen and that robot
Planet Patrol.
in Planet Patrol. I kind of that was amusing with
Yeah.
the giant robot with a human brain. He was a human once. He hated mankind, and that was rather. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I think
Past.
that one was for me. Again, in terms of story and art and all that, overall,
Yeah.
all 4 stories are good. And I would agree that you can't really find there's none that really were like bad, or
Yeah.
or would make it very hard. When you're comparing and contrasting. What's your favorite? What's your least favorite? Kind of thing.
Yeah.
But if I had to pick one, it would probably be the Planet Patrol. But my reasonings would be, it has nothing to do with the story or the
Yeah.
content. It has more to do with the scan. The scan was bad. The scan was
Yeah.
difficult to read. You
Right.
know,
Yeah.
so that would probably be my only issue with that. So
Yeah.
yeah, but basically these were some pretty good stories. As I said, I hadn't read a Western or an aviation one in a while, so that's why I put those in there. Even though maybe if I had previewed a little bit harder,
Mm.
maybe I would have picked a couple other stories and realizing that those were a little bit more difficult to read. But we still got through them nonetheless.
Oh yeah. We aced it.
Yeah. So, anyways, let's see where are we at now. We're at hour. So we're coming up on an hour 45. So probably a good time to start wrapping up here. So now with today, as we said, being Friday the 13th, Friday September 13th, 2024. You know what it's time for, Apex?
It's time for your thing. That
This
history
day
and history.
in
History.
neat history.
Right.
Right? 2004, 2009, and 2023. Okay. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and yeah, it's just the two of us tonight, unfortunately. It would be nice
That's,
to have some other viewers in to comment and stuff like that, but I don't know. I do keep them up though, so and I don't know if people actually go back and watch my shows, even if they don't catch them. I have some suspicion at least Hex does because I remember a few weeks ago when he was on with you guys that he kind of commented the way he commented. It sounded like maybe he does catch them even after the fact.
right.
But anyways,
That's nice.
so first off, I'm going to head back 20 years ago. As on this date 20 years ago, this date 20 years ago, the night after the Judgment Day pay-per-view, WWE held Monday Night Raw from the Key Arena in Seattle, Washington.
Yeah.
The show saw Randy Orton defeat all three members of Evolution by DQ in a 3-on-1 handicap match. Those members being Triple H, Ric Flair, and Batista. Kane, with Lita in her corner, took on Gene Snitsky in a match that ended up in a no contest when Kane accidentally injured Lita. Now this was around the whole time. This is kind of a big story back then where like Kane and Lita had become an item, even though in real life Lita and Matt Hardy were kind of a couple.
Yeah.
So this caused some real friction there. And this was, of course, and I think the angle they were going with at the time was apparently Lita was supposedly carrying Kane's baby or something like that.
Wow.
That was the angle. So,
Could be mess. Hey, Cross Comics. There's Rick. Hey, Rick.
hey Rick, probably just getting back from work from his new job. I take it.
I'll be at.
He's gonna be here next week, or at least he's
Great.
scheduled to be here, depending upon if he can
Great.
still get the night off or what have you.
Excellent.
Hey Rick, thanks for popping in.
Yeah.
And as always, you can go back. You can go back and watch the show if you want.
Yeah.
When we're done. So let's see. Also, in a women's tag team match, you had actually in a 6-woman tag match. Victoria, Nydia, and Stacy Keibler defeated Trish Stratus, Molly Holly, and Gail Kim. And then the show opened up Chris Benoit with William Regal in his corner, defeating Rob Conway with Savon Grenier in his corner. So that happened 20 years ago today. And tonight, 2004 is just so nice that we're going to hit it twice.
Yeah.
And also on this date 20 years ago today, let's see.
Rick says, "Yeah, I start work at 5 p.m. next week, so I don't think I will make it. Unfortunately, that's too bad."
Ouch.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm hoping I can find somebody on that short notice there, but
Yeah. Good luck.
an alternative.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Anyway, back to
on this day, also 20 years ago today, Playhouse Disney, Higglytown Heroes premiered on this date 20 years ago today on Playhouse Disney. It was a CGI animated children's television show. It basically ran, I think, for 5 years there. Let's see.
Really?
No, 4 years. Well, no, 3.5 technically, I guess, or just over three.
Mm.
Ran until January 2008. So on this date, 20 years ago today, premiering on Playhouse Disney, Higglytown Heroes.
How about that? I never heard of him.
Yeah. So,
I'm a,
um,
I'm an adult. It's okay.
yeah. Well, and that they came by that time, you wouldn't be watching a show like a cartoon like that.
No, I've
Uh,
been watching X-rated movies and horror shows. No, I'm
yeah.
kidding.
Uh, all right. So moving ahead to 2009, which is 15 years ago today.
Yeah.
On this date, 15 years ago today. Um, the anime series. The anime series. As soon as we find it here. Sunrise's Battle Spirit Shonen Gekiha Dan premiered on this date in Japan
Wow.
15 years ago today. So it ran for pretty much a full year. So Sunrise's Battle Spirits Shonen Gekiha Dan
Hmm.
premiered on this date in Japan back in 2009, 15 years ago today.
How about that? Way to go. If I only had time to watch all these, that'd be great.
Yeah. Um, let's see. All right. So, anyways, um, yeah, I'm just looking. And finally, on this date, 1 year ago today, last year, 2023, the 25th issue of volume five of Venom went on sale on this date 1 year ago today. It's still running to this day.
Volume 5. I'm tired of Marvel starting things and having a miniseries and restart them again as number ones. They done it for like eons now. To me, like
Well, this
10 years
one's
or
still
more.
running. This one's still running.
It's like volume 5. Okay, how many volumes of Venom? Oh, we started out what, early 90s, I guess, and then there's a series after that, and then you got the Donny Cates one, and then you have another Venom, and then this one. Like, okay, it's another Venom 25, but volume 5 of that. But he's fighting Doctor Doom. This ought to be kind of a cool battle.
Yeah. The story was called The Butterfly Collectors. It was 50 pages. It was written by Al Ewing,
Okay.
with penciled by Sergio Davia,
Mm.
inked by Sean Parsons, with art with I guess supporting art or what have you from um,
Ken Lashley.
Ken Lashley, Carlos Alberto Fernandez Urbano,
Mm.
and Julius Ota. Um, Lettering done by Clayton Cowles and Frank D'Amata um,
Color. Yeah.
on the color.
Yeah, they
Oh,
hired. It's like they hired overseas guys. That way
yeah,
it cheapens the labor. Don't have to pay as much. So that's what Marvel does.
yeah,
But yeah,
okay.
yeah,
So, anyways, so with that, I thank everybody for being here. So, before we head out, and Apex, if you can stick around after the show, of course, for a couple minutes for post show and stuff like that, just handle some
right.
administrative duties and um, let's see. So before we head out, of course, before I wrap things up with closing, would you like to do an outro?
Yeah, you catch me at well, I'm on X Twitter at Comics Apex. I also have my YouTube channel, Apex Comics. Like, subscribe, ring bell for notifications. Of course, share videos. Um, I do short videos every once in a while, comic book hauls, some reviews, and some artwork as well. So you can catch me whenever I pop in on the streams there. And show, oh, I believe we're having Rex Hex and Apex show. Don't have a guest for tomorrow, but Hex Allen is hosting. I'll be in and out from my garage. My older brother's helping me put rear brakes on my car. So I'll be popping in and out on that show here and there. But I won't be consistently on there. I'll try to make as much as I can while I'm busy putting brakes on my car. So it'll be fun.
Yeah, usually with Red Heads and Apex, you guys kind of shift around between each other, right?
Yeah, we're on each of our channels. We take turns hosting it, and I believe I host the next one after Hex. That would be tomorrow's the 14th, so the 28th of September is when I'll be hosting the next Rex, Hex, and Apex. We come on at 11 a.m. Central Time or 12 noon Eastern, or if you're in the Pacific, that would be
9 a.m.
9 a.m. or Mountain Time, an hour would be 10 a.m. if you're in Mountain. Yeah. So there you go.
So, all right. Anything more, or?
That's it.
All right. So with that, I thank everybody for being here tonight. I hope everybody enjoyed the show. And we will see you all on Sunday. Bye.
Bye-bye. Ciao for now. Keep collecting.